This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alexandra Carter. We begin with breaking political news out of Washington as we take a live look at the White House. The Trump administration scoring an early cabinet win. The Senate Finance Committee voting to advance the controversial nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. this morning as the head of Health and Human Services. The vote was along party lines, 14-13. In a surprise move, Republican Senator Bill Cassidy voted yes. Cassidy was a vocal critic of Kennedy during his confirmation hearings. The full Senate is expected to vote on Kennedy's nomination next week. And the Trump administration's tariff on Chinese goods took effect at midnight, prompting swift retaliation from China. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House with those details and what comes next.
With the Trump administration's tariffs on China now in effect, China is punching back, saying it will impose tariffs of its own on U.S. imports. The White House says President Trump plans to speak to Chinese President Xi Jinping soon.
The president made it very clear with the 10% tariff on China that he is not going to allow China to continue to source and distribute deadly fentanyl into our country.
Starting next week, China says it will impose a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products coming from the U.S., as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars.
This time they have a slightly different strategy of hitting oil markets.
Philip Luck served as the deputy chief economist at the State Department under the Biden administration.
It's going to reduce demand for U.S. goods, and it's going to have a negative effect on the economy.
The tit for tat with China comes as proposed tariffs on Mexico and Canada are on pause for at least a month while negotiations over border security continue. Canada has promised more choppers, drones, and personnel, as well as a new position for a fentanyl czar. Mexico's president has promised 10,000 National Guard troops to help block the flow of drugs and migrants. But in the border town of Laredo, Texas, business owners who rely on the flow of trade are still worried.
With an extension of just 30 days, that doesn't push anything. The only thing it does is pushes the line. It doesn't erase the uncertainty.
Many say they're stocking up on Mexican goods now in case tariffs happen down the road, causing prices to increase. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And closer to home, in-person absentee voting for the February 18th primary now underway. Lacrosse voters can cast ballots at City Hall till 4 p.m. In Eau Claire, early voting is at the elections office near City Hall. For your polling location, you can visit myvote.wi.gov. And Wisconsin's Governor Tony Evers is taking on the state's PFAS problems. The governor said the DNR is now developing a set of standards that will mirror the EPA's recommendations. And in his upcoming budget, the governor is including $145 million to address PFAS, $2 million to provide bottled water for impacted communities, and increase testing. And 11 people were displaced after an apartment fire in Chippewa County this morning. Crews were notified of the fire off of Highway 124 around 3 a.m. They evacuated everybody from the 12-unit apartment complex. 2 people were hospitalized with unknown injuries. The Red Cross is helping those that are displaced, and the cause is still under investigation.
We have a fairly quiet day ahead of us. It's going to be a tad bit cooler out there. We already saw winter this morning, came right back and really bit us in the butt a little bit with those cold temperatures out there. We were so lucky the past few days, but we definitely got reminded that winter is still here for another week or another month or so. We have some light snow moving just north of Eau Claire. We're not really expecting that to do much more other than maybe putting a light dusting just north of I-94 throughout the rest of the afternoon. Here's those lows this morning, though. Very cold areas north of I-94, even getting below 0. Most everybody else staying in the single digits. We've warmed up slightly since then. Not a whole lot, though. Luckily, the winds are really going to start to die down even more than they already have. So wind chills won't be as big of a factor today. However, we're still feeling like -3 out there. So hopefully those winds can die down just a little bit faster. Here's a look at Eau Claire again, staying at 2 degrees. A lot of snow on the ground, so it's going to stay a little bit cooler in Eau Claire as well. We have some snow chances coming up tomorrow and this weekend that are definitely looking significant. So I'll be able to break it all down coming up in my full forecast.
All right, we'll see you later, Nicole. Thank you. The American Airlines jet and Army Black Hawk helicopter that collided nearly a week ago are being pulled from the Potomac River. 67 people were killed. Chris Van Cleve is following the investigation and the recovery.
It was a haunting sight Monday as pieces of the American Airlines regional jet were pulled out of the Potomac River just 5 days after the deadliest U.S. air crash in more than 2 decades. Among them, the battered midsection of the plane's fuselage, one of the engines, and a wing.
Over the next 24 hours, our goal is really to complete our commitment to finishing the civilian plane recovery.
DC Fire says additional remains were recovered in Monday's salvage mission and are in the process of being identified.
We have positively identified 55 sets of remains.
Newly released drone video from the National Transportation Safety Board shows a first look at the scene hours after the crash, the Black Hawk helicopter appearing mostly intact. Investigators say they're still poring over both aircraft's flight data and cockpit voice recorders and have obtained training and flight logs for both flight crews, maintenance logs for both aircraft, and are building the crew's daily histories, as well as completed interviews with all 5 air traffic controllers working the night of the collision as the NTSB tries to piece together what happened.
There are questions about should the military helicopters be sharing the airspace with commercial traffic.
The answer to that is yes. It happens all the time. So this is not a zero-sum game. We are in this national capital region. What we should look at is say, have we missed anything in terms of how this is designed, how the routes of are designed, and is there anything that we would, should, or could do differently to prevent this from happening again?
At skating rinks across the country, a moment of silence was held Monday, remembering the 67 lives lost, including those in the ice skating community, as investigators push for answers. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
And if you're looking for an affordable home, Habitat for Humanity has 5 houses available, 2 in La Crosse, 3 in Hillsborough. They'll select homeowners based on income, ability to make monthly payments, and need for safe housing. You'll need to take pre-purchase classes and volunteer to be eligible. You can learn more at Habitat's upcoming homeowner expos. Visit habitatlacrosse.org/homeownership to learn more or apply. And La Crosse residents can now apply online for yard waste site permits ahead of the Isle La Plume site opening March 24th. Resident permits cost $25 per vehicle. Contractor access is $1,500 for up to 5 vehicles. The site at 2000 Marco Drive will be open Mondays and Tuesdays from 10 to 6 and weekends from 10 to 4. Today is Transit Equity Day, a time to honor Rosa Parks' legacy and push for accessible public transportation for all. In La Crosse, free bus rides and local leaders are marking the day. Mayoral and city council candidates spent the day riding MTU buses with city officials and residents.
Everybody has the right to participate in their community, and public transportation should not be a hurdle for somebody to be able to participate in the community, whether it is employment, medical, recreation, whatever the reason be.
Good time to practice riding the bus is this week, part of a 4-day celebration with free rides on MTU buses today and smart buses tomorrow. A new ramen noodles restaurant is opening in La Crosse. Ichido Ramen will take over part of the former Fazy space. The Minnesota-based chain has locations across the Midwest and the West Coast. News 8 has reached out for an opening date, but we have not heard back yet. We'll let you know when we do. Still to come for us at noon, the FDA announces a broccoli recall could be deadly. We'll have those details. And Starbucks sharing the love this Valentine's Day with some new menu items. That's coming up too.
Susan Crawford. She's the prosecutor who locked up violent criminals, the judge who's kept them off the street, and the leader who fought for abortion rights. On the Supreme Court, she'll look at the facts and uphold the law. Fair, impartial, common sense. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
For me, being a judge is really pretty simple. There's right and there's wrong, and I'll always do the right thing for Wisconsin.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you need the experienced attorneys of Schwebel, Getz & Sieben.
After the accident, hiring Schwebel, Getz & Sieben was one of the best things I ever did.
They were thorough, compassionate, and just really made us feel at ease right away.
Jim always had a plan. He was always very thorough.
It was phenomenal, the level of service that I received.
I highly recommend Schwebel, Getz & Sieben. They're the best.
Representing accident victims for over 50 years, Schwebel, Getz & Sieben.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of this things that just will never come out.
Pouring out in a rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out.
Lights odor in just one wash.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Does your home have a crawl space? They can be filled with musty air, standing water, mold, and pests, all right beneath your feet. And those things can eventually make their way inside your home. Protect your family and your home's value with crawl space sealing from American Water Works. A sealed crawl space stays clean and fresh, blocks out pests, and keeps your home warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. A sealed crawl space means a healthier home. So for a healthy, energy-efficient home, call American Water Works.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
In your consumer news, Wall Street kicking off the week with all red arrows, and federal regulators are warning that previously recalled broccoli is potentially deadly. CBS News' Chanel Call has the latest business news headlines for us from New York.
President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs against Canada and Mexico are now on hold for a month after he spoke to the leaders of both countries yesterday. The president says the leaders of Mexico and Canada will move to help stop the flow of drugs and illegal migrants along the borders. On social media, President Trump claimed victory, posting that he is very pleased with this initial outcome. The FDA now says recalled broccoli florets sold at Walmart are potentially deadly. Braga Fresh recalled 12-ounce bags of ready-to-eat market-side broccoli florets in late December due to a possible listeria contamination. Yesterday, the FDA raised its classification of the recall to Class 1, indicating there is a serious risk of adverse health consequences or death associated with the product. The recalled broccoli is no longer on store shelves, but it was sold in roughly 20 states with a best buy date of December 10th. And Starbucks wants customers to fall in love with its new Valentine's Day drinks. Starting today, the chocolate-covered strawberry cream frappuccino and chocolate hazelnut cookie cold brew are available for a limited time. Starbucks is also selling heart-themed cups and tumblers while supplies last. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Still to come for us at noon, a new study finding a link between persistent headaches and suicidal thoughts. We'll share those details after the break.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. I'm out of here.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Dreaming of a career but worried about time and cost? At CVTC, we make it easy. With low tuition costs and a wide variety of programs to choose from, we'll get you job ready in just 1 to 2 years. You'll graduate with minimal debt and find a career you love with competitive starting salaries. Dive into your future today with affordable, fast, and rewarding programs at CVTC. Visit cvtc.edu to learn more.
As head of criminal appeals, Susan Crawford had one job: keep a convicted rapist behind bars. Yet Crawford didn't bother filing the appeal in time, letting the rapist walk free. The victim, already scarred beyond measure, called Crawford's negligence utterly disgusting. Traumatized by Crawford's disregard for justice, her criminal coddling record is an injustice to us all.
In your medical news, we're learning more about how alcohol abuse during pregnancy can affect a child even into adulthood. A study on rats published by the Society for Neuroscience found alcohol use during the 3rd trimester affects the parts of the brain associated with memory and decision making. Even as adults, the rats showed signs of impaired decision making and memory problems. And a link between persistent headaches and suicidal thoughts. A study published in JAMA found people with migraines and other forms of headache disorders have higher rates of attempted suicide than people who don't. Chronic pain and decreased quality of life may be the reasons. Researchers say more needs to be done to address the mental health of headache patients. And teens are glued to their phones at school. No surprise there. A new JAMA study shows high school students spend an hour and a half of their school day on their smartphones, and found teens are on their phones for 6 hours daily total, with 25% of that time in the classroom. The findings come as some states consider complete phone bans in schools. As we head to break, we'll take a live look from CityCam 8. Nicole's in next with a look at our forecast.
Thinking of remodeling? Stop into Beyer Cabinets and take advantage of the limitless possibilities with our local handcrafted cabinets. Talk to one of our experienced designers today. Beyer Cabinets, West Salem.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made a most noble sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat or power again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
It's one of our biggest sales of the whole year. Get this stylish sofa for just $295. Wow. Get up to 60% off list prices during our huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Relax with this reclining sofa for just $495. Gather around this 7-piece dining set, just $499. This sleek sofa for just $548. You'll get the best deals, like this comfy recliner for just $344. And free shipping. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Absolutely the best time to buy.
Thinking of remodeling? Stop into Beyer Cabinets and take advantage of the limitless possibilities with our local handcrafted cabinets. Talk to one of our experienced designers today. Beyer Cabinets, West Salem.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Well, as we go into tonight, it's going to still be chilly out there. Not quite as chilly as we were this morning because we won't have those breezy winds, but it's still staying in the teens for overnight lows. Some areas north of I-94 even staying in the single digits. So winter is back. We have to be ready for it. It's looking like it could even get colder next week if we get some snow on the ground, and that's a real possibility as we go into tomorrow and into this weekend. So here we are for tomorrow. A tad warmer, staying near freezing, honestly, for anybody south of I-94. Everybody north of I-94 staying in the upper 20s, but we do have some snow on the way and the potential for some ice, especially for these areas where we're going to be right near freezing. That could cause for some slippery conditions on your evening commute tomorrow. Tonight is looking like we're going to be in the clear, apart from the cold that we have out out there. But as you're waking up in the morning, we're going to be mostly clear out there, which is really going to aid in getting cooler overnight. Otherwise, clouds start to move in as we start to see some snow starting to patch in to the area, mainly in the afternoon hours. Really light snow to start, and everyone will be seeing snow to start. But as we go later into the evening, here we are around 7 p.m., you can start to see areas south of I-90 starting to kind of lose that snow and seeing more very light freezing drizzle possibilities as we go later into the evening. So definitely a possibility as we go into tomorrow's evening commute and even into Tuesday morning's commute, depending on how the roads are handling it with these colder conditions. Otherwise, everybody north and near I-94 will be seeing snow for the majority of the time. So those snow totals are going to be a tad bit stronger in those areas. A lot of that snow, though, will be out of the area as we go into Thursday morning. But again, not out of the realm of possibility to still have some road issues as you go into your morning commute for Thursday. Here's a look at those snow totals again. Basically, anybody north of Black River Falls seeing around an inch, possibly getting up to 2 inches. The main snow is really going to be staying well to our north. Ladysmith possibly picking up close to 4 inches. Everybody else just getting a light dusting, seeing those flurries. Otherwise, anybody that's not quite seeing as much more than a trace of snow is seeing the possibility for that ice. So it's not nearly enough to tip the bucket and get any measurable amounts of ice, but is definitely showing that there could be what we call a glaze. So slick spots will definitely be a possibility as we go into Wednesday night. And then after that system moves through, our attention shifts to the weekend. Friday and Thursday are looking fairly quiet, a little bit windy Thursday, excuse me. But then as we go into Saturday, this is early Saturday morning, late Friday night, we start to see some snow moving into the area across the entire area, and it's going to last all day Saturday. The heaviest bands of snow coming Saturday afternoon and then continuing on into the late evening as well. So a nice snowstorm that we really haven't seen in a while. We'll definitely make sure we get all the details with the potential alert day conditions as well going into Saturday because of that snow. Still a lot of details to get through in the next few days, but we'll be sure to get that all out there as we get towards the end of the week. But we really haven't seen a nice snowfall like that, at least area wide, since about December. We picked up just 6/10 of an inch of snow in La Crosse throughout the month of January. So that was the driest and least snowiest month of January ever.
Wow.
So we're due. It's
different kind of dry January, right?
Yeah. Everybody having a dry January.
Yeah, we're due. We're excited. Hopefully, bring it on.
It's going to make it cold, though.
Yes, that is true. All right, Nicole, thank you. Coming up for us, we'll have all the details on a magical and tasty new collaboration.
Banking should be easy. Ultra's A+ accounts put online and mobile banking at your fingertips. Plus, a contactless debit card for everyday purchases. No stress, just banking made for you. Now that's worth celebrating. Open your account today.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Welcome to Luther High School. We'd like to give you a glimpse into what your child will experience here. Smaller class sizes, focusing on their needs. Exploration of the arts. Students working together. At Luther High School, you'll find a community building a foundation for the future and a family for life. For more information or to schedule a visit, go to lutherhigh.org or find us on Facebook at We Love Luther.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Unlock the door to your dream home when you apply for a home loan with Ultra. With our competitive rates, local servicing, and an expert team, we can help turn your dreams into a reality. Get started online or visit your local Ultra office. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Goldfish and Warner Brothers just released Harry Potter-inspired limited edition Goldfish. The two are teaming up to cast a delicious spell with the launch of the butterbeer flavored grams, inspired by the iconic Harry Potter drink, of course. This is part of the recent expansion of the Goldfish Grams portfolio, featuring flavors like vanilla cupcake, strawberry shortcake, and cinnamon roll. Stay with us. Nicole is back with a final weather check when we come back.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, recognized as Wisconsin's #1 charter middle school, has open enrollment until March 31st for incoming 6th graders. Learn more at www.isasparta.com.
Benedictine Living Community can be a great resource for you. From skilled nursing, rehab, senior living apartments, it's hard to know what's right for you.
That's where I come in. My name is Lori. My goal is to help you find the best place that meets your needs and gives both you and your family peace of mind. Live how you want to live with as much help as you want.
Schedule a tour at blclacrosse.org.
I'd love it if you come see me at Benedictine Living Community La Crosse.
Todd Holtz enjoys working at Park Bank because it's a small community bank that allows him to get to know his customers in a personal way. Todd also enjoys the great outdoors and the activities that come with camping. As a loan officer, Todd enjoys finding ways to help his customers realize their dreams. Todd enjoys getting close to nature with friends and family. So visit Todd at Park Bank in La Crosse to talk about your financial dreams and roughing it. Park Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, recognized as Wisconsin's #1 charter middle school, has open enrollment until March 31st for incoming 6th graders. Learn more at www.isasparta.com.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Well, on Sunday, Jimmy the Groundhog in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin gave some good news. He thinks we're going to have an early spring. I don't know if I trust him. I don't know if he's seeing these numbers. We're actually going to get a little bit cold next week, so definitely hold on.
He needs to update his data.
He does.
Thanks for joining us.